Hi people, I am on here today to ask for your help, your experience, your advice. Help me! Today I took Luca to his paediatrician because he was getting a rash. And not a really bad one, and I was pretty sure what it was, but I just wanted to rule a few other things out. And it is baby eczema or baby dermatitis. It may go away. It's very, very, very mild. It's not anything that needs, well, at the moment, and hopefully will stay that way, certainly not something that needs steroids. But I noticed the last, say, month, or maybe even just 2 weeks, certainly the last 2 weeks, there's been a marked increase in the severity of the rash. It's still, bear in mind, it's still not that severe. Before I didn't really notice my son scratching so much, but I think he's actually beginning to scratch, so I think it's beginning to bother him. So that's why I took him to the doctors, and I only really had what I thought or knew confirmed. And isn't it interesting, mums, and I'm not encouraging people to go worry too much, go, oh my god, my baby has this, call an ambulance. No, calm down people. But sometimes, you know, deep down, this is what's wrong with my child, and no one believes you, or no one's like, everyone's like, yeah, right. And it turns out in the end you were right all along, and I have so far been proved right about everything, people. Anyway, and moving on with the, or following on from the, I'm pretty, you know, I knew it was a very mild form of eczema. I am really, really quite sure, not absolutely, but quite sure, that he has a milk intolerance, and the more, or maybe a lactose intolerance, and the more and more I'm looking into this, the more I'm like, the dots are adding up from since he was born and certain problems we had, and I'm like, why did it take me so long to figure this out, and why didn't anyone help me? Yeah, so my son had colic for not as long as most babies do, actually, or I think he had colic or reflux or something. It was never actually confirmed by the doctor, but and I spoke to his paediatrician about it at the time, but I don't know, sometimes, has anyone else had this? And don't get me wrong, they're great, God, what we would do without them, I mean, we need them, but sometimes when you go to the paediatrician, it's just like, you know, especially if your child has colic, you're like, what can I do about it? And they're like, meh. And you're like, I think my child is suffering, I am tearing my hair, I'm about to tear the walls down. But when you're caring for a child, or especially baby, that's more especially first one, and everything's just, you can't think at all, and you're worried about, is it suffering? You just go into this whole other area and become a different person, at least I did. And then magically, it goes, and I was like, oh, this is nice, motherhood's nice now, I like it. Right, great. Anyway, but I'm wondering if his colic be due, at least this is what some of I've read has suggested, due to a milk intolerance or a lactose intolerance. And we kept Luca on, unfortunately we didn't breastfeed him for very long. That's another thing I'm going to go into a whole lot of other videos. I believe, before anyone that goes, oh, you terrible mother, he's got eczema because you didn't breastfeed him, you're a terrible person, la la la. Yeah, if you want to make me feel like crap, go ahead and do that, and you will probably succeed. In the evenings, sorry, we slowly switched from the formula with some organic, fresh organic milk, and we try to at least wean him off in the evening, because my point was I want to get him off the formula completely, and I held back longer, keeping on for, because I could have done this months ago. I could have done it nearly like half a year, or maybe even more, ago, but something held me back, and I think now it was deep down knowing that maybe he's not going to be so good on the milk. And really, we bought the best quality organic full fat milk you can get. It tastes fab. I'm like thinking, oh, I'm so sorry, Luke, if you're allergic to this, because it's so good. Anyway, and we do try to eat mostly organic. And then I've noticed at least I think, the more of this organic milk he's had, and we've been giving him a lot more cheese lately as well, also organic cheese, nothing nasty, blah blah blah. I think his skin has, the condition of his skin has deteriorated in correlation to the more normal cow's milk he's having. So I'm taking him off cow's milk. I'm going to try and take him off dairy actually, apart from probiotic yogurt. I'm going to see if he can handle that, because that's very good for his digestive system. He occasionally has problems there. He can get a little bit constipated, and probiotics seem to really help him there. So, and I'm going to see if we can at least keep him on yogurt, but I'm going to take him off normal cow's milk, and for the 2 weeks I'm going to go back to just formula for everything, even for purees that I mix with milk in it, which is a total pain, but here we go. And then what I'm thinking of doing after those 2 weeks, and this is where I want your ideas, people, as well, especially, I mean, generally, but even on breastfeeding, you know, hey, I'm going to be like, next baby, I'm going to be bombarding you with questions. Should I do this? Should I do that? Help me, please. But I'm going to, after the 2 weeks of just formula with my son, I'm going to try him on lactose free. I did think of soya, but a lot of people who have problems with the proteins in cow's milk have problems with the proteins in soya milk as well, I read. So I'm going to try lactose free. And yeah, see if that improves. I mean, I know technically, even in baby formula, a lot of the proteins that are in it are the same, because it's made from cow's milk at the end of the day too. But I've noticed, and he did have this rash very mildly on and off for the past year. So I think maybe there's more of the proteins. Does this make any sense? Is there maybe more of the proteins in the normal, natural, organic milk? So I'm going to try the lactose free. And the interesting thing is that my sister can't drink normal milk either. Well, she says she feels a lot better when she has lactose-free milk, and I'm even beginning to wonder, and maybe I'm going too far, but I'm even beginning to wonder if I shouldn't drink lactose, I should drink lactose-free milk, because I don't eat loads, people. I mean, I eat normal amount, but I don't eat like tons, but sometimes I get a really, really distended stomach, and it's really annoying. And it annoys me because I look at how much I ate and I compare it to how much my husband ate, and I think, you should be huge, and why am I with this big horrible stomach that looks like I'm 5 months pregnant sometimes? It drove me mad, so I might try it myself. Yeah, so if you've had any experience with this, tell me about it, please. I would love to hear from you guys. Any experiences with baby eczema generally, colic, you know, drinking lactose-free milk yourselves, did it improve your digestive system, whatever. I want to hear it all. And thank you for listening. Bye bye, people.